Hello, all you cool cats, and welcome back to the SMO Any Open tournament. I'm here today with Haha Funny Speedrunner, or as it appears to be abbreviated on the overlay, just Haha. And this is the first round of the quarterfinals for the C division. We've got races ghastly750 and Ocarinist Drew. How are you feeling about this race, Haha? Do you think we're going to see a really close one, or what are you thinking?
I mean, with all races, anything can happen. Should be a really close race. These
Yeah, exactly.
9 seconds apart, obviously.
A PB difference of only 9 seconds is one of the closest we've seen, especially in these lower divisions.
Yeah, definitely. But as it seems, I think we had a little pre-game chat, pre-stream chat, and they said, Ocarinist Drew is like really consistent, and Ghastly has a sob like 2 minutes faster than his PB.
Yeah, that's what you're hearing. Do you want to elaborate that, runners? Like how are you guys feeling about today?
Yep. How are you guys feeling?
Okay, so my PB I got yesterday, which is actually it's 8 seconds faster than this one, but it's what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So I have a 101.23 BPT. He has a 103.10, I believe.
Yeah, 102.50.
Wow.
Oh, so it's been updated. Listen, I looked at for his run from a year ago, so obviously it'd be better. So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so that definitely shows the kind of consistency Drew has. His PB being only a minute off sob is quite impressive. But
really...
that is impressive.
If you two are ready, go ahead and click ready up in the race room, and you can mute on Discord too. And we'll get this thing kicked off.
I just want to say real quick,
look,
anything can happen. I think we're the 4th and 5th seeds together, I think. So this is probably going to be the closest match.
Now. Yeah,
so,
it's a really close race.
But I've been on both sides of upsets before. You never know what's going to happen. So.
Exactly. So, ready up in the race room, and I'm excited to see what goes down. Good luck, you two.
Thanks.
Get your predictions in.
Yeah.
Oh, it ended. Fuck.
Alright, so as we just mentioned previously, Ghastly is about 2 minutes, or a bit more than 2 minutes, I think, 2.5 minutes off of his sob, whereas Drew is just over a minute, which is quite actually an important piece of data when you're looking at the skill of runners, because the closer that you can play to your sum of best shows how consistent you are in the game. So though Ghastly, when he's put together all of his best kingdoms and stuff, may have a better time, it might be that Drew is less prone to making mistakes and stuff, which, especially with the nerves of races, is really easy to do.
I mean, yeah, the consistency is a huge part of these races. I mean, if you just have a better run, you're just more consistent, then yeah, that'll do it.
And both runners have started the game, so this race has kicked off.
We're off.
Alright, so I'm just looking at the brackets now, and this is the first, I think I mentioned before, this is the first match in the quarterfinals of the C division, which means that the runner who wins this will head on to the semi-finals, which is, a pretty big accomplishment either way, because that would be the top 4 runners. So I think this is starting to build up the heat a little bit, build up the stress of these runners more than their previous races.
This race is going to be pretty big.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
And there we go. Interesting. Missing the dive input there and accidentally ground pounding.
Yeah, probably got dropped or something.
Yeah, that did give Drew a little bit of an advantage there. I'm interested to see how these runners tackle their frog vectors in this room though, because that is something that is pretty difficult actually to get super fast. That is unfortunate. Trying to go for water roll, not quite hitting the inputs. But yeah, both runners are getting some pretty good vectors and actually making that final jump up there, which can be quite difficult. Some people don't opt to do that.
Yeah.
And we are seeing 2 left sides, which is kind of what you'd expect from, you know, these runners who have the 103s.
104 runners, 103.
Yeah. I think around like 105 and below is the point where runners would kind of start looking at using it, but it really doesn't save that much time, and I think a lot of people are more eager to start doing it than they should be.
That's just so dream, I feel like. I still don't go for it at 105.
Yeah, exactly, and I know a lot of people, you know, I even know some people with like 102s and below that you know, don't really like to do it too much, especially in races, just because.
And I also see people at 102s that do it, so.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah. The Ghastly did unfortunately take a hit on Topper at the end there, so he's now on 2 health, and I imagine he'll be.
We're pretty even.
Yeah, this is actually it's somehow evened out, despite the mistakes that Ghastly's made in that cap. It might have just been stream syncing up and that sort of thing, but as you can see, he's going straight through that checkpoint to try and get the health back. Drew taking a bonk on the rock. Unfortunate. And since Ghastly refilled his health at the checkpoint, this moon cutscene will be slightly faster, as we won't have the health refill animation.
Yep.
But that's less than a 5-second gap between them, which for the second kingdom in the game is absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing. I mean, it's Cascade. Can't really.
Exactly, yeah.
It's pretty hard to slip up by more than 15 seconds or so.
Yeah, because if you slip up by more than that, it can be pretty bad news for Sand, because you know you're gonna miss your daylight savings time abuse offsets, which loses even more time in Sand because you have to go into the switch settings and change the time manually and that sort of thing. Here's Dino Skip, one of the most well-known tricks in the game.
Ghastly almost missed that.
Yeah, that was a strange setup, but he managed to pull it back that with circle around. He was a little far away from the platform, but made it enough for him. And as you can see, both runners are going for the slightly faster strat where you backflip onto the change jump to stop its momentum. Takes a little bit of practice that one, but definitely worth it.
Yeah, saves about 10.
Does it really? I didn't realize this that much.
Well, like if you just let it go and then miss the shake. I mean, the shake is really hard to do afterward anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely the hardest part of that. And if you shake the controller too hard and get too many shake inputs out, then it also loses time because you can't actually snap the change jump back while you're shaking.
But still, we got like a 5-second deficit from Drew.
Yeah, I think they pretty much kept the Ghastly's pretty much kept the lead he had after the boss fight.
Yep.
My apologies, I did blow my nose. Alright, and the final bit of movement here in Cascade, the ledge movement can actually be pretty punishing if you mess it up. Mostly due to that chain chomp that likes to break the rock down there. Drew is taking a slightly slower but slightly more consistent thing up there. Yeah, instead of often do the spin pound roll. Yeah, that was really clean. Yeah, instead of doing the spin pound roll there, he decided to just do a standing triple jump, which is safer because there is a little pebble on the ground. I'm not sure if any of you noticed it next to where you spawn as Mario.
I hate
and
that.
that pebble,
I hate that little pebble,
has,
dude.
I know, it has the strangest hitbox of anything in the game.
It's the goofiest hitbox. It's like...
Yeah. You can roll over it 100 times without a problem, but then just randomly, despite rolling over it in the exact same way, Mario will bonk on it, and it's really, really annoying, so...
Yeah, it reminds me of, like, do you know the bush? Like, right next to... When you're doing,
the bullet bill.
Inside a block is a hard place.
Yeah. The invincible blade of grass, yeah.
That bush is so thick, it's crazy.
Yeah, there are some strange hitboxes in this game. I mean, that's why things like DSS work, because, you know, it's just that tiny little face of rock that somehow you can jump off. And 2DSS as well with the strange, you know...
Yeah, with the the geometry of
yeah, the strange
the
juts of
faces.
collision that come out the wall and that sort of thing. It's very strange. But yeah, I mean, we can see the DSTA is absolutely working fine, but we can actually see the just amount of time that Ghastly saved with his movement up to the ledge moon over Drew, because that 5-second lead has turned into closer to 10, I think. So while that strat that Drew did definitely is safer, it's you can see what he's losing by doing it. As you can see, the seed has grown, able to collect it straight away when it would usually take 20 minutes to grow. Bonk against the fence was unfortunate, but not really too much of a problem. Now Ghastly's heading up to one of the hardest moons in the game. I don't know if you can back me up on this, haha. This June moon is the bane of a lot of runners. As we can see, Ghastly taking 2 attempts to get it.
Yep.
That is considered fast for some people, yeah. Drew, first try with a spin pan, very clean. That moon is infamous, a lot due to a runner called Microvita, who was actually the first runner to ever get sub-hour, but he was very well known to miss that moon many times before he could hit it. So, you know, a lot of people when they mess it up like to call it the Micro June, which is taking many attempts. Ghastly, I just saw that the accidental spin throw instead of an up throw means that he couldn't try Dram, which leaves him a few seconds.
Oh, he missed the box too.
And missed the box, which is making this next bullet bill crash not going so well. I think Drew might be taking a little... Actually...
What?
Wait, Ghastly's doing platform clip?
What?
That is not something I expect from a high 103 runner.
That is not something I'd expect from a 103 runner.
Not at all. Platform clip is a relatively new trick that was discovered recently. And it saves probably about 5 or 6 seconds in stand, and it's basically a new out of bounds clip using a moving platform. We're going to see it in a second here. But generally, this isn't something that this sort of runner would go for. It's a relatively high level strat, so I'm interested to see how this pans out. He got reverse strikes without a problem.
His move has been clean so far, but we'll see the actual
clip. It has, yeah, I've been impressed. And maybe this sort of thing is why Ghastly is just such a lower sum of best than Drew, because you know he obviously knows these types of tricks and stuff and goes to them and runs.
Oh, I don't...
Yeah, that wasn't going to work. He did. The hardest part of platform clip isn't the actual clip itself, but is trying to manipulate the platform cycle to line up. So as you can see, he was a bit too fast there, and he unfortunately couldn't get into it.
It looks like.
Potentially, I mean, I would actually say that he is now definitely behind out this game, because he still has to go get the luggage moon after this. They might be even. But you're right, both runners do have one more moon to collect.
Yeah, Drew also has to get the notes moon rather than the
luggage moon, that's true, which takes a little bit longer. Alright, there you go. Slightly slow notes from Drew.
Slightly ahead from Ghastly, but it's a
tiny bit ahead, yeah. Yeah, so it looks like about the same time difference exiting this kingdom than going in. Despite the missed Dram and the missed platform clip that Ghastly did, but I guess his movement in between was just clean enough to make that up.
Yeah. Yeah, the movement up to that platform clip was super clean.
Yeah, it was. Heading on to Lake. Well, seeing that in sand from Ghastly, I'm wondering if we can see Lake clip as well. Yeah. I think this is generally a time where a lot of runners would think about something and implement it anyway, so I think that's happening. And, you know, judging by what we know about Drew, about his very safe, consistent strats that he likes to do, I think it's unlikely to do it.
Yeah, I think it's unlikely that we see Lake clip from him.
Yeah.
But we might see it from Ghastly.
Yeah, because although Lake clip, when performed correctly, does save, you know, probably 6 or 7 seconds, it is very hard to catch in on that time save.
Weird. Oh, he missed it.
Yeah, I don't think he even went. I think he saw that. Ah, the damage. I think he saw that vault wasn't going to work, so he just took the CRJ instead. Drew taking a much nicer line up to the zipper. Getting a little bit of time save. Yeah, here we go. Lining up for late clip. Let's see what happens.
That's not gonna work. That'll.
All right, took him. No, he base-inned. That's really bad. Yeah, he's just gonna be taking the backup route instead. Yeah, he knew what the backup was, but that is unfortunate. He just didn't quite hold right on the stick enough after clipping out bounds.
Not
landed in the water. And now he's definitely pretty far behind Drew, because now they both have to do the same route.
Yeah, but that was just time loss.
Yeah, unfortunate to see, but definitely leaning more in Drew's favor now as he heads up to the boss arena. Both runners have more than enough coins to buy the moon and wooded, which will make this boss fight slightly easier. Yeah, exactly. But when you go into the Sphinx room, coins aren't a problem at all. Taking damage on Rango though. Yeah, you can tell that he's definitely rusty at this fight.
Yeah, Ghastly's getting a bit,
Managing to finish the fight without dying, but that was close.
Yeah, he got down to 1 HP.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine when a runner adopts a different route for long enough, then, the original route will start to get rusty, and that was probably just a case of he hasn't actually done the Rango boss fight in quite a while if he does like clip and runs. Yeah, as he's saying in chat right now, the nerves are also not going to be helping at all.
I wasn't gonna do light clip, but you hyped me up.
No, you shouldn't listen to us, Ghastly.
You shouldn't listen to us. Go Devin.
Well, unfortunately, we may have accidentally influenced him, but maybe that's a lesson to learn, Ghastly, to take this safer option in a race. But here we are. Drew now has the time advantage going into Wooded.
About 7 seconds.
7 seconds, yeah, that sounds about right. And Wooded is a kingdom where
it's a run killer.
It is a run killer, yeah. And it can easily change the tide of a race and, kind of decide for the next few kingdoms who's going to be in the lead.
One runner get nut clip.
Yeah, nut clip is one of the biggest factors in that.
That's how I can shift.
Yeah, in C Division, I would expect runners to be pretty consistent at nut clip compared to, D Division. But again, every runner is prone to mistakes, especially with the nerves of race. Ghastly's struggling to get the bunny.
The rabbit around now, just getting the rock there. Slightly slower.
Yeah, it does manage to get the bunny in the end, but yeah, I think just the nerves and the there's a lot of stress when you lose a lot of time in a kingdom or like lose the lead in a race or whatever.
Oh yeah, he's got nerves now.
Yeah.
Bit shooken up by that. He's a bit shooken up by that late clip, I would imagine. Yeah,
it's really easy to happen. Drew not needing to do nut clip. That is really interesting to see. So this again, we're kind of discovering.
He's gonna go for tree route. So we have two completely opposite.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ghastly's going for tree route, which is the fastest route in Wooded, and Drew is going, I believe, for gory route, which is kind of it was invented as the backup for if you miss nut clip, but it was discovered to actually be faster than the beginner walk route, so it's kind of what you do in intermediate level. But here we are seeing kind of another reason for Drew's consistency and for how close he is to Sob, because as you can see, he's going for the significantly easier route in Wooded, despite this being a level where definitely almost every runner will be doing late clip. But Ghastly, I was actually watching his gameplay, but I believe he did get nut clip without a problem.
No, he got it.
Yeah, so although Drew does have the advantage right now, that might change pretty quickly because, as you can see, getting Nutclip will allow Ghastly to skip a couple of moons that Drew is going to have to do.
Ghastly does have to do flooded pipes, which
yeah, can be another run killer, but again, can also save a lot of time if you do it right.
Easily.
So yeah, we're going to see Drew now killing the Piranha Plant, opting to not get the checkpoint, which does surprise me, especially in a race. That is one thing that I would definitely be, like, even losing time to go out my way to get that checkpoint in case FRS goes badly. Ghastly tried to get the triple jump strat.
Yeah, the triple
missed the fence.
Oh, bonked there. It's too early. Missed a spin bound.
Yeah. But here we can see a little bit of the time save from Drew catching up, as Ghastly will actually take the lead right now if he gets a good FRS. And there you go, gets it without a problem.
It's fine.
Because he's collected enough moons, including the Nutclip moon, that he can complete skip the Piranha Plant. Drew messed up his setup for FRS and is just opting to take the flower instead of trying again, which is absolutely a great thing to do. Lining up the triple jump here.
RCB.
Yeah, that was really clean. Oh, just really missing that dive as Mario.
I got that, up the little bonk there, as Ghastly does in the tower.
Oh, that's true, Quatex. I forget that you get a respawn when you get the Piranha Moon. There you go, Ghastly is just leaving the tower as Drew is entering it. And now is for the final section of Wooded, which again for Ghastly is going to be a lot more difficult, but has a lot more time save than what Drew does if he gets it right.
It's clean so far, though.
Yeah, he did a little bounce off Talkative, which you don't see a lot, but it's it is a pretty good strat.
Oh yeah. You more see the
Oh, never mind. Drew is actually.
Oh, he's gonna be.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Taking the death, or is that a deep woods? Oh
yeah,
no, that's a deep woods fall.
Oh no!
That is terrible for Drew. No, he didn't. That is really bad news for Drew.
That's so unfortunate.
Despite doing Gory Root,
that's probably what I would do.
That makes sense. Yeah. Despite doing Gory Root, he is opting to do.
I think he's just gonna get this tree moon and then get the timer.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, just what you do in Darker.
No, it's not Darker, but he only needs 3 moons.
Oh yeah, never mind.
You skip this moon entirely on Darker.
Yeah, I forgot. It's been a while.
It's probably it's probably faster to just not capture the dino entirely.
Yeah. He did opt to do Spiritless, which is definitely a lot of time save, but as you can see, not catching out on it with the drop spin pound and having to scavenge around in deep woods for the last 3 moons. This does show a lot of game knowledge on Drew's part, though, because whereas most runners probably would have taken the plant back up and then kind of gone back on normal any percent route, Drew is probably saving quite a lot of time over doing that by using his game knowledge of this sub-area and going and collecting some moons in here instead of the ones that you'd usually get.
Yeah, rather than just backing it up, go... Actually, would it? I mean, they'd probably be close, if you... Because there's the,
There is a vine that leads...
The beanstalk is right next to...
up next to flooded pipes, but again, especially if you don't have that game knowledge, a lot of runners probably wouldn't know which vine to go for. I don't think I would. Here we are, Ghastly is in the Bowser boss fight while Drew is just leaving Wooded. We'll be able to see the time difference in a bit.
I just kind of formulated a route.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, things like bingo, talk 2%, that sort of thing, while a lot of runners generally wouldn't do them, they are very, very good for, exactly, for building up that game knowledge, being able to improvise movement no matter what happens. Which is a really good skill set to have.
Rather than just following her out.
Exactly, yeah. There you go, Ghastly just got the last punch.
I think Ghastly has about a minute lead at this point, because he has about half a Cloud Kingdom to go. Or about half a Cloud Kingdom lead.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, rolling right next to Bowser! losing
right
even
past
more
Bowser.
time in this kingdom and taking damage on that.
Oh,
That is
and he
really
took damage
unfortunate.
there too.
I think he tried to dive, but didn't get his jump input, so he just rolled straight past.
Ghastly has a really big lead now. Oh, we got the dive vault. Oh, you messed up the RCB, but did not die from it. Ghastly is having clean movement so far.
Yeah, this is a really good loss from so far. I think the nerves and you know the stress of Lake is kind of shaken off, especially with what happened to Drew and Wooded.
Yeah, I think he's shaken off the
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of just more getting into his element of familiarity now.
Absolutely, yeah. Very strange dive off.
Drew getting a little back up on the tree.
Yeah, it was really weird what happened. I think Cappy just flipped one of the other branches and caused him to accidentally bounce a bit early.
Oh, he missed. He went for a reverse trap.
Did he? That is interesting.
Crazy to me.
Yeah, that is a really advanced strat. I mean, that's not something you generally see until even like 101, 100 kind of times.
Yeah, definitely. He's gonna go for cage triple here too.
No,
oh,
he got his setup wrong, and instead of committing to it and possibly dying, he decided to take the easier option, which is definitely a lot of respect. Finishing up the
bonking on the tree, almost dying, but you know, he got it. Barely surviving. Let's gas the globes.
And yeah, as you can see, Drew is taking the...
He almost died again.
He nearly dived off the edge of that.
Dude.
That's a horrible mistake to make.
You need to stop giving his heart attacks.
I think the nerves are kind of getting to him. You know, when something that bad happens in Wooded, like falling into deep woods right at the end.
Yeah.
It's easy to kind of get shaken up a bit
Literally
from that.
exactly what happened to me.
Did it? Wow.
I fell into deep woods and then the run just died from there. I got a 109. Ugh, that was the worst run I've had in a while.
Sorry to hear that. There you go. Drew just
It was not like I was beating Pigeon anyway. He played 9 seconds off the TV.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
So I think Drew did probably save just a few seconds on Ghastly in that Kanan, just because, you know, Ghastly went for reverse tripetal and missed it, and went for cage triple and didn't manage to get it, so I think it's more just the consistency.
With the
true,
the tree.
So it might have evened out.
That Goomba was not positioned well at all.
It wasn't, but I'm surprised that he just decided to stop rolling and jump over instead of just rolling around the side.
Well, I don't think he could.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Okay, what?
Wow. Taking the bonk.
It's a good honk.
Ghastly's going for Goomba Heck. Which is, again, another very advanced strat that for a runner with a high 103 is not something, especially in a race, that you'd be expecting to see.
Yeah, that's probably why Ghastly's Sob is around 101.
Yeah, exactly, because I imagine Summer Best with lots of ILs has all these tricks in, but he's just not consistent enough in the runs yet to really be implementing them. Luckily, he didn't actually lose time by bonking there, because he just got the cycle that you would get without doing that trick, but...
Yeah, he didn't lose any time with it, but
yeah.
It's super
Exactly.
Can definitely show the differences in these runners.
Ooh, Drew's just barely making it onto the lift there. see what kind of pattern Ghastly gets. That was a pretty good pattern. He reacted to it well. Finishing off.
Yep.
Doesn't look like that too much of a problem.
Finishing off the wiggler as Drew gets his first cycle done.
Yeah. I feel like the gap has been closed very slightly, but Ghastly's definitely still at a pretty decent advantage over Drew, all because of that one mistake at the end of Wooded. But there's still plenty of time for Drew to catch back up, and I'm sure he's just praying to cash in on some of that time save. Especially if Ghastly keeps going for these strats that, you know, he's obviously not super consistent at. All Drew needs is for him to mess up one or two things. There you go. Pretty clean wiggler from Drew. No problems there in finishing off the kingdom.
So, looks like Ghastly is only 30 seconds off his PB right now.
Wow, so Ghastly's playing, despite mistakes, playing pretty close to PB for a race. Yeah. Really impressive stuff. Unfortunately, missing Scoop the first time around, but getting a pretty good backup for it. Crashing into the taxi. Yeah, an early dram there.
Too early,
he
slightly.
did. I don't think that would have worked anyway, because that is one of the only drams in the game where the camera has to be looking at the pole.
Camera has to be looking at it, yeah, and that camera is weird.
It's very weird, that pole, because every other capture in this game, the camera doesn't really matter, unless you're in 2-player, in which case it always matters.
So how big of a lead does Ghastly have, do you think? I'd say around a minute.
I'm not sure. I think so. We'll be able to tell when Drew gets to the gate there. Wow, interesting backup there, Drew.
Oh.
He messed up.
I didn't even know that could happen.
No, well, I mean, he messed up Scoot Clip. And then
yeah, he messed up Scoot Clip, but then
I think instead of just like
the RC car got stuck under the scooter.
Oh, did it? I didn't see that. Right. Yeah, I think most runners there would generally just opt to just take the scooter again and you know, try and set it up again. So really interesting way of doing that. Not really sure the reason behind it.
The angle was really weird.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not sure if he even wanted to commit to that in the first place.
Yeah, and he possibly didn't know the other way of getting where you just bump against a cage instead of the red fence.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I haven't really touched on yet that I was going to is Ghastly is actually going for the musician's route in Day Metro, not bullet building, which again is definitely more expected out of 103, but out of this run it has surprised me just a little bit.
Yeah.
But since he's got such a big lead right now, I think that's very reasonable. A slight bonk on the way out of City Hall there for Drew. No, Quality. There isn't a prize pool for this tournament, but the
no
Pro Any Percent League that is happening sometime early 2023 does have a prize pool which you can contribute to if you'd like. I actually forgot to check the time difference between the runners. Although, if you look on the wonderful stats sheet that's for this tournament, you can compare the runners' current runs directly side by side.
How can you get in the Pro League? You have to, I'm pretty sure the top 16 people in the S League, there are 16 people in the S League.
Yeah, that would just be everyone. I can't quite remember how it works, but it's just basically the
top
runners.
How close am I to PB?
Would you be able to mute Ghastly and then just, if you have any questions, just say it in the Discord or in the chat room, please. But yeah, it's just basically the top runners from this league that get into it. I'm not exactly sure how it works. I keep forgetting to check the difference between the runners. I mean, when
Yeah, I forgot.
Drew leaves Day Metro, then we can have a look. But yeah, Ghastly is plus 27 on his PP right now, which is very respectable for a race.
Yeah, that's very insane.
Again, some pretty good movement up to Toad, missing one roll boost there.
Yeah, I'm looking back, and it looks like Ghastly split at a 31-47 for day Metro.
Yes, he did, which is that's a pretty good Metro exit, especially for a runner of his PP level. I wonder if there's a few hiccups in the late game that is kind of stopping him from progressing as much.
We definitely could see a PB out of this with that. I'm not sure what kind of time save is PB.
So ooh, the bonk on the fence is unfortunate. But yeah, if he plays very well in late game, I can imagine that this has the potential PBing. And he said he PB'd yesterday, so he's obviously...
I don't know what kind of time save his PB has, but...
Exactly, yeah. Unfortunately, I think he's just a bit too far to the side there, so he did miss Moon Clip, which is only a couple of seconds of time loss, nothing big.
And Drew got a 32-47, so they're a minute, 2 seconds separated.
Okay, so basically,
I mean, as a...
all the way through Metro, they basically kept the exact same time difference between them. So Drew is definitely playing consistently, and I think that he just really needs Ghastly to make quite a few mistakes.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to.
Now, Drew is actually going for the shop right now, which means he's not going to be doing Snowdram later. Another thing, it is losing time, but a lot more consistent. But yeah, I mean, I think Snowdram will be one of the things that Drew is just praying that Ghastly's going to mess up, because that is quite a big time loss if he does. There are 5 divisions, Squirty. There's S through D. Drew also, I'm not sure if he actually went for Moonclip there or not, I didn't see, but either way, just taking the normal way down. The 5th one is the D League, QWERTY, the lowest one.
Dansta is in the Pro League, I'm pretty sure. Well, Dansta has a 58.
No, exactly. You have to have a 59 to get in the Pro League. Dansta's a 58 is obviously not good enough.
I know.
If you want to have a look at the bracket and stuff, QWERTY, there is both the bracket and the stats sheet just for you to have a browse. But here we go. Ghastly is heading up to Snowdram. Can be a very punishing trick for some people. Looking on the stat sheet right now, it looks like he hasn't actually tried it before.
Oh, okay. Oh, he got it.
Getting it no problem.
Oh, so...
Yeah, looks like Ghastly hasn't actually gone for Snowdram in his previous race in this tournament. So yeah, so some really interesting plays. It looks like he is just going for a lot of the harder strats.
Yeah, he's going for a lot of risky tricks, and I mean, it's paying off for him.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways it is, but a lot of them he's messed up too. I think part of his time save is just the couple of mistakes that Drew's made, but I mean, you know, Snowdram, that was really clean, really fast. It definitely saved quite a bit of time for him.
I think the drawback of like Drew's strategy of just playing really consistently is if you make the mistake, it's really hard to come back.
It's really hard to come back from it, yeah. If you play consistently and don't make the mistakes, then that's absolutely great, but he just doesn't have that time save against Ghastly. And as you can see now, he's in he's having to go into the Rango room to get Zasmine.
Yep, and Drew is gonna leave still. I didn't look at Ghastly's split time, but if I
have the statue open right now.
It's like the same. Probably Ghastly probably pulled a bit more ahead because of Snowdram.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it looks like Drew's about 10 more seconds behind than he was out of Metro, with about a 112 difference.
Yeah, well, Drew took damage on the in the good room.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
So that's like 3 seconds plus Snowdram saves 7. Movement from Drew so far, and yeah.
Ghastly doesn't have any problems either. Yeah, I know Seaside's hard to find things to talk about because it is a pretty relaxed kingdom. There's not too much going on.
Not too much going on until fish clip, which we have here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, more or less just taking the lines.
Lining up the fish right now to do fish clip.
And
gets it without a problem, yeah. Fish clip is definitely, I think it's probably the easiest out of bounds clip in the game. Definitely one for you to try at home if you've never speedrun the game. Because all it really involves.
You need to understand the intricacies of it, but once you do it's pretty.
Yeah, all it really involves is getting a fish very close to the edge of the map, uncapturing it, swimming away, and then recapturing it, and then you can just swim past
the suckage of the map is not great at all.
Yeah, the game tries to push you back, but it resets when you capture, so it lets you in.
Yeah, as long as you're not in the boundary yourself while you're uncapturing it.
Yeah, this definitely is a PvPable run.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not sure what kind of time save.
Yes, I'm looking right now. Ghastly has a 103.07 BPT. So if he plays pretty close to a sob in the last 4 kingdoms or so, he might be able to
easily
do this.
But Luncheon and Bowser's are probably going to be really hard to play, you know, close to sob.
Yeah, there's a lot that can go wrong in Luncheon, Bowser's, and Moon, but again, if he just kind of puts his mind to it, then he might be able to walk away from this, not only with a win, but with a PB.
Moon's easy, but the nerves can really...
Yeah, Moon, that's definitely one of the hardest part of Moon for a lot of runners, is just kind of the nerves and the mistakes you can make due to that.
Drew went up for...
Oh, I see. Well, he managed to get the moves without a problem anyway, and is coming into Luncheon.
Both runners are gonna be in Luncheon shortly.
Very nice spin to roll cancel to get in the boss arena.
Yeah, it's very...
Super fast, super fast. I don't even know how to do that.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
You didn't know it was a thing, yeah. I've tried it a few times and I actually learned it and have managed to get it. Really nice.
Well, spin to roll cancel I knew, but like the beginning.
Yeah, I was talking about the beginning thing.
Yeah. Her emotes are based.
Yeah, I see a lot of people using them.
Yeah, not a lot to compensate when you're just in cutscenes.
Yeah, but Drew is now heading into lunch and obviously going for the opting out of Salt Triple, which is, you know, completely understandable.
It's understandable.
Yeah, Soul Triple is a harder trick than it should be for the amount of time that it saves. You know, a lot of runners, they kind of, me included, when I was kind of at their level, you know, I kind of got it like a few times in practice, and I was like, oh yeah, this is easy. But the truth is that if you're not like over 90, 95% consistent, it's really not worth it because it only saves 1 to 2 seconds.
Yeah, I go for it just because I don't think I've missed it in a run yet.
Yeah, that's good, yeah. There we go. Ghastly actually opted before to do, I believe he went for Forkless to get up to the Mountain Moon, which is a pretty difficult strat, but got it without a problem.
Yeah.
You can tell he puts in a lot of work into his ILs,
yeah, he definitely
and
grinds
his practice
a lot.
and stuff.
Some of these strats are crazy for his level.
Yeah, and for him it's just a case of kind of getting more consistent with these things to be able to do it in the runs. Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
I feel like he might be one of those runners that resets a lot. Because
I can see that.
yeah. I mean, if you're pulling out these tricks, come on.
Very interesting that Ghastly went for the camera minute to try and manipulate the Podoboo, but he did the movement that you do if you don't go for the camera minute that's slightly faster and got it without a problem. So if he just didn't turn the camera there, he would have saved probably 2 or more seconds capturing that Podoboo if he just left the camera alone. But it might have been a safety strat.
Up throws from Ghastly, but yeah, forks are clean.
Very nice. And Drew obviously opting to take the fork going up to the mountain, which is what most
runners
runners do.
Fork was just not the easiest strat.
It's really not.
Some odd geometry on Drew's part, but...
What is your opinion, haha, on those Podoboo jumps right there to get up the magma? I know a lot of people have a very, very hard time getting those jumps.
What? I struggle with that a lot starting, but
yeah,
a 4 dude has a really, really good tutorial on it.
Oh, does he? I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
I think that's generally
that's what I always recommend for those jumps.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind to recommend to people. I think that's generally the consensus is that like when you start running the game, they just don't work. They're so punishing. They never work.
Yeah, it works because when you're running up slopes as a Podoboo, you jump up way higher.
Yeah, we're not sure why, but that's just how it works. So if you kind of jump with the Podoboo up the slope, then you can make it all the way up to the top there. But yeah, it can be very difficult for a lot of runners starting out, but I think it's a point where it just clicks. But you don't... Ooh, ouch, that was weird. Did he uncapture?
Yeah, he uncaptured.
Oh, damn, that must have just been an extra misclick, yeah. QWERTY, don't quote me on this, but I believe the Division S starts sometime in January. I could be wrong about that, though. Even no idea what's happened, this game does look cool.
I wasn't even looking.
Wait, Drew died in Forks?
Drew died in Forks.
Oh no, I was watching Ghastly!
I didn't expect that.
No, that's so unfortunate. I mean, he's playing so consistently, just getting every single piece of movement, and then there's just a couple of these big mistakes that are setting him back. Really hate to see it, because he's not playing bad by any means.
Yeah,
he's having a pretty good run.
We can see it in full light now, the drawbacks of just playing really consistently, is if you make mistakes, it's really, really hard to come back, clearly.
Yeah. Yeah, Sloth, this game, I think for people who don't know, there are a lot of speed games,
it's really
but if
hard
you
to
don't know the speed game...
don't know. You kind of just collect moons and...
I mean, yeah, I think there are a lot of speed games where if you don't know what's happening, then it's like really difficult to watch. A lot of the Zelda games and that sort of things, which
SM64 comes to mind.
Yeah. But I think Odyssey, while you may not understand the intricacies of all the tricks and manipulations that the runners do, it's the movement is very fluid, and you can kind of get a grip of it. I really enjoyed like watching speedruns of this game before I kind of had any idea about it, and then
definitely watching world records is it's really fun just watching the fluid movement, like especially like at the BTT level.
Oh yeah, the BTT stuff is just absolutely insane to watch.
Double DSTO.
Yes, Loss, I know. It can be pretty mind-blowing for a lot of people when they just kind of, like you play the game, even when you play the game a bunch and you think you've kind of figured out everything with the movement and stuff, and then you watch someone else doing it and you're just like, no way, this is all possible. But here we go. Drew has...
banned, and it's banned in TAS and on the lead version of BTT still does it.
Wait, what's banned? Sorry.
Double DSTA.
Oh, what were you like? Factory say switch every time, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I did not know the BTT did that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did ban it, or they were at least thinking about it. But there we go. Drew just collected.
The BTT still.
Okay, right. Yeah, Drew just collected the last multi-moon in lunch, and will be joining Ghastly in the boss fight soon.
It looks like an almost insurmountable lead.
Yeah, we'd have to see some pretty huge mistakes from Ghastly, which isn't impossible.
Some really huge mistakes and Bowser's and Moons.
Yeah, I mean, I was commentating a tourney run the other day where the runner in the lead was in the lead from Sand and had well over a minute and a half lead into Moon, and got right to the end of Pillars and got a glitch known as Invisiball, which basically just kills the run. Like, you can back it up, but in a lot of cases you just have to die and do the entire escape section again, which loses about 2.5 minutes. You can do that, but sometimes the platforms are wrong. But yeah, and you actually end up losing that race, so...
Wow.
It's interesting what can happen. You're invisible, that was Liberty.
Yeah, who did it? Who got it?
I did... Okay, Nelson Rose, right. We're gonna ignore that part.
And Drew might get the break he needs, as Ghastly really needs to be.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, if Ghastly is desperate enough to take a break in the middle of the run to go to the toilet, then maybe
you
Drew
probably
will
better go right now in the middle of this cutscene.
Yeah. Yeah, while we're in Ruined, what we usually do is just like to shout out a few people. So first we're going to shout out the racers. Go give them a follow, because they put so many hundreds and hundreds and thousands of hours into this game to get to the level that they're at. And also Cool Cat Gang is finally watching them right now. Loads of events all the time. The SMO tourney is going to be lasting quite a few more months, and they have a 70-star tournament going on at the moment, and there's new stuff all year round. So make sure to give them a follow, don't miss out on what's happening, and also give Saren a follow, who is the wonderful, wonderful organizer of all of this, restreamer of all the tournaments, puts in so much work in this channel.
Yeah, puts in so much work for this.
Oh, that's really cool slots. Yeah, I've looked at a little bit of Twilight Princess speedrunning, because Twilight Princess is probably my favorite Zelda game. So I've watched a few speedruns of it. You don't need to shout me out. Well, I'm going to, because you're cool, Saren.
I'm going to deal with it.
We love Saren, we do. We stan Saren, we do.
Agreed. What about Lego Star Wars? And everyone's talking about Lego Star Wars now. I actually haven't seen the video yet.
Well, why is it suddenly a big thing?
Somebody's fault.
Oh, I see. Right, I've heard loads of people talking about it, and I didn't really get it. Because, I don't know, Skywalker Saga came out quite a while ago now.
I haven't seen the video yet, actually. I'm planning to watch it soon. Someone who stole SMO win.
We're gonna give a quick shout out to everybody who does follow CCG and watch the matches. We wouldn't be here without you guys.
Go and follow QWERTY.
Ouch, taking some damage on the
Yeah.
on the bird there. Not too much of an issue because of his lead, but you know, unfortunate to see.
Yeah, it's not too much.
And Drew is just entering Bowser's as Ghastly is on the second story moon. Yeah, that was a pretty clean shards from Ghastly.
Those are really clean shards.
Oh, here's a strat that we don't see very much. This is a little thing called Bird Dram, which is often considered to be the kind of beginner intermediate strat for Bowser's, which replaces a moon that's a bit more difficult later on. And as you can see, unfortunately taking damage on the Spiny there, but he was able to get that moon and leave out Cappy to walk straight back up to the bird.
Wow, I got the call out. The call out from Harris J. You followed on the 12th row.
But there we go. So Drew is losing a little bit of time in the first half of this kingdom, which we refer to as bunnies. But as you'll see a bit later on in the mech segment, he will be able to skip a moon that Ghastly is going to be doing.
Innocent following Mulan. Absolutely. Ghastly did Topper first, right? Yeah, he did.
Topper first, the only way to do it.
Literally only way to do it.
Thank you! Okay, it's always, when I commentate with someone I've never come before with, I'm always nervous what they're going to say when I point that out. I'm glad you agree with me. Ooh, missed the bomb cycle, but again the second one.
Finally, a man of culture.
And some absolute homicide there. That bird just obliterating the other bird and damaging Mary at the same time. Drew getting that moon, obviously not opting to do Bowser Dram, which is just a really horrible strat, can result in you dying. And heading into the boss fights as Ghastly is heading into the last section of Bowser's Kingdom. As you can see, he is getting the Crates moon right now, which is the one that Drew will be skipping. It is slightly faster if you get good movement, but it is also very risky. Because as you're about to see, he's going to do a thing that we call blind jump, which is basically a completely blind dive over a huge gap as the camera doesn't turn. And there you go. He did mess up some movement there, so he got control of the camera a bit earlier than he usually would. But in general, that jump can be very, very scary.
It says Harriet first, spells Harriet wrong. It's actually not even funny. It's one R, guys. Come on.
To be honest, I would have typed with 2 R's if I had to.
I'm pretty sure it's one R.
Harriet? Yeah, I agree with Sarah. I agree with Sarah on this.
Hold on. No. I'm looking this up.
We have to look this up. Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously speedrunners play this game in Chinese because it is faster, so we don't generally see the names of the Broodals very much.
Girl,
Yeah, it's 2. It has to be 2.
SMO.
It has to be. No, it's 1. No.
Harriet, it's 1R. It's 1R. The wiki says 1R.
It looks so bad though. I'm still 2R. Yeah, we can believe in the 2R gang,
No.
even if it's not true.
Wait, but the villains fandom says 2 R's.
Like, tell me what looks nicer. Oh, really? Maybe this is like a, I don't know. Maybe it's different in like different translations. Oh no,
so
missing
confused.
TA! Ghastly taking the bonk on Mech, trying to get the last brutal. That's a trick called target acquired that is, you know, infamously difficult. Because if you miss it, just like this, you fall all the way to the bottom of the Mech. And have to back it up with a bird.
I'm seeing 1R more.
And there we go, finishing off the fight. Yeah, I think.
That's very yeah, no reason for 2 R's. That's what I'm saying. Let's go Mulan. Yeah, I guess we should be able to pull this out just fine.
Yeah. That was a pretty big mistake in missing TA, but he still has quite a sizable lead over Drew, so it's really going to come down to Moon Kingdom for Drew to be able to take the lead here.
Yeah, it's gonna yeah, you have to make about... It's gonna have to die like 3 times and escape for Drew to even have a chance.
I've heard that before, Ghastly, that a lot of people find the more advanced TA strat, which is of a single dive, to actually be easier, despite it, you know, it is meant to be the harder strat that saves more time, but a lot of people don't find it as hard. I might actually give it a go myself.
Yeah, he's losing about...
Give me your 104.
15,
Yeah,
15
unfortunately, although he
this.
may still be in the lead due to that TA, this is not going to be PBable anymore like it has been. Ocarinist Drew finishing up the fight very cleanly, saving a little bit of time on Ghastly there.
I think it's still barely PBable. No, it's not.
No,
BPT
is a 103.57.
103.50. Oh, okay.
I can have a look at his moon gold. His moon is a 525, so he definitely has at least... He could PB if he golds a moon, and I'd say it's not
but a gold by
get
17 seconds is not realistic.
Not 17.
No, not 17.
8. He needs a 7 or 8 second gold. Which
he needs 8 second gold to PB, which...
I think at his level, a 517 moon is pretty easy to get, but possibly not in a run right now.
Just gold.
Very nice vectors. Almost had a little bit too much distance
that was very clean.
He did have to dive.
He goes for one wall jump, which I'm assuming he will. He can
really?
do it. Huh?
He goes for one wall jump?
One wall jump is free.
No, it's not. One wall jump is very difficult.
I never did it before, and I was like... I was racing, like, I can't even remember who I was racing.
Ooh, messing up Moonkiss skip there. Looks like... No, he's just going for the normal strat.
Okay, yeah.
No, one more jump is
I did it second
strat.
try, just... I'd never done it before, never put any...
Really?
I did it second
Maybe
try.
that was just fluke. That's one of the things that...
And now I do it in runs, and I get it first try. I've never seen
really?
It yeah. You just have to dive at the top.
Oh, hold on,
like
I have to do my B-reel. Give me a second, guys. This is far more important, I promise.
Just gonna go try it.
Both runners are now in the same kingdom.
Yeah, the final kingdom.
Yeah, so this is gonna be... Oh, missing the first hat on Bowser. That seems quite a bit of time for Drew there. One of the mistakes that he is just really hoping that Ghastly's gonna get.
Oh my god, Ghastly.
Wow,
no,
this is not a great Bowser fight.
Ghastly, please, not the content. Seren is gonna hack his computer for content. What is that? What is that fast pad strat?
I don't know. I was actually looking at Drew that, so I didn't see it.
He stayed on the. He stayed on the thing where he punched, like the little hill where he punched Bowser, and then he rolled over, and side flicked.
Oh,
he wasn't there.
I wonder if that was
he spin bound, went over there.
Very strange.
And side flipped and like hit it, and I don't know. It's just weird.
But there we go. So Drew is actually going to be in the boss fight at the same time as Ghastly. So he's definitely been closing this lead a little bit over the course of the last two kingdoms. And there you go. Time save right there immediately, getting the first hat that Ghastly missed. So yeah, hasn't been a great rune so far. Definitely completely unbeatable for Ghastly, but obviously that isn't the most important thing right now. And now it's just time for Escape. Generally not too difficult of a section, but it has the room to lose minutes and minutes if you do make some mistake, so...
Oh, yeah.
Imagine 2 DSS. Imagine.
Imagine.
Yeah, looking at the statue right now.
I think he goes for it. He's so far
just for the bit, yeah.
Just for the bit. He's not gonna get the
But unfortunately, dying on 2DSS would probably actually put Drew in the lead, so it might not be worth it for him, but, you know, it's hard to die.
He's not gonna die on 2DSS. I don't think he's even gonna get the first wave.
Yeah, exactly. You can only really die on, like, one of the last jumps.
He heard us. He's gonna do it.
There it goes. There it is.
He got the first landing!
He didn't even get the first jump. He landed on the platform.
Dude, why would you do these skip? No.
I know, Lippity, I know. Yeah, we just need to see a Lippity-esque meltdown in Pillars. And then Drew will have this victory. Maybe I need to do a comms curse again.
Did Lippity get invisible?
Lippity was the one who got invisible, yeah.
No!
Alright, I'm gonna say exactly what I said about Lippity and see if it happens again. Alright, so Ghastly's entering Pillar's room. Pretty easy room, last room in the game. There's really nothing that can go wrong. Like, this is pretty well secured victory for Ghastly. So, yeah, just gonna say my GG's early now, see what happens.
There's this one frame perfect trick.
Yeah, it is a frame perfect trick called Invisible, which I'm sure he probably won't be going for, you know, at his level.
It loses 40 seconds if hit. At his level.
That's fireball. I'm not fireball. I'm not fireball.
Oh my god.
Break the.
Oh my god.
All right, there we go.
No way.
Finishing up the run.
That camera angle scared me for a second.
That was very scary, but yeah. Ghastly is taking the victory and finishing up the run with a 1:04.26. Very respectable time. Only.
Yo, Drew.
Drew. Yeah, we only just got the Drew face cam, despite it. I think it was on his stream the whole run. Only just got activated. But yeah, Drew's entering pills now. Everybody cheer him on with the jams.
Pillars.
Yep. But yeah, very respectable time for Ghastly. Less than a minute.
GG's Ghastly.
And Drew, again, Drew's had a really good race. It's just really unfortunate about a couple of the mistakes that he made that lost so much time.
Yeah, just unfortunate.
Aside of those, like, isolated events, he has played so well. His movement has been really good, really clean.
The run overall has been really
yeah. So it's just a real shame about those.
It's gonna bop me.
Very nice. Yeah, despite what happened, still a really great time. You know, a lot of runners. You know, I mean, he's bopping USA, and with those mistakes, it's still something to be really proud of. But yeah, that's Ghastly moving on to the semi-finals of the C tournament.
To do a short interview here, maybe. Only ask like.
Yeah, I think both runners are in the call, ready to interview if they like.
Yep. All right. We're free to.
Drew to undeafen.
You're free to undeafen Drew, and Pro is unmute.
No time for interviews. All right. We have to do a very short interview because we are running a little bit behind.
Yeah, super short interview.
While we're waiting for Drew to undeafen and stuff, are you happy with that, Ghastly?
Yeah.
No.
How you feeling, Ghastly?
GG's.
No, are you annoyed that you missed PB?
Imagine how close that would have been if I didn't do late clip.
Oh, I know, yeah. Late clip really did put you behind a bit.
I literally practiced it for like 30 minutes before I started, and I still missed it.
Yeah. Welcome to the room,
Well,
Drew.
it
We don't really have
happens.
time for a long interview, but I just want to get some really quick thoughts
Hello,
on the
Drew.
run.
Drew, how are you feeling after that?
I'm feeling pretty cursed.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we said...
No, this has been an ongoing thing with Odyssey for me. I have not gotten like a sub 105 in months for some reason.
Really,
always some ridiculous nonsense.
We said you were really impressed with your gameplay. You played super smooth, and then there were just a couple of super isolated events that put you back, like Deep Woods and stuff.
Yeah, man, the Deep Woods.
And the Fork stack and everything. But
Forks, yep.
Massive GGs to both of you. It was really fun
Yeah.
to watch, and I think you both played really well. But it will be Ghastly.
That
in the
MSSL was
finals.
crazy, but the rest of the run was kind of bad.
Yeah.
So
GGs.
we'll transition to the next race.
Yeah, we
I'm
have
gonna do
another
this.
race coming up straight
Right
after this. And yeah, thank you for watching, everyone,
Yeah, GG's,
and
Dennis.
we'll see you around.
Yep, GGs.
Bye bye. Thanks, guys.